they have great characters. I feel like there's a lot more backstory going on that they're not telling us. I want to know more about the mages. I want to know more about the demon lord and how he managed to just come into where the kings were trying to unite and become one. And so that way, they could unite their realms and become even stronger. Like they had it in the very beginning, and then nothing. And the kings died, and then all of a sudden they just say everything devolves into chaos. And I'm like, what happened? Why? Why did it devolve into chaos? Why didn't someone do something? Why did that even allow that to happen?
Show me the chaos.
Yeah!
The next show we're going to be talking about is Grancrest or Record of Grancrest War.
I don't know. I'm kind of on... So you watched the first one, this one?
Yes, but I don't... Oh! Okay, yeah.
You remember?
Yes.
I'm on the fence about this one, honestly.
Yeah.
I kind of am.
Yeah.
I think probably the biggest on the fence portion of this for me is it seems to be going at a really quick pace, and I'm still able to keep up, but I'm having to really try to put forth the effort to keep up. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's a lot more backstory and a lot more story going around that we're just not being told right away, and it causes confusion later on until they at least mention something, and you're like, oh, okay, I think I follow you here. Okay, let's keep going.
So you're saying this is basically a 52 episode series that they're trying to squeeze down to one season?
I think so, honestly. I really do. And it's like they're trying to get you to feel for the characters, and they really have some very unique characters. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to know more about her, the main mage girl's partner, that dude, because there's something or other, like, he has an ability, and it's really cool. Mm-hmm. Like, I appreciate that. And then she has another character that comes on. I think it's the purple-haired girl that's in the picture there that comes on. Again, she has something very similar, and I'm like, okay, so there's multiple people who have this. Okay. What is it? Why do they have this? What is the purpose of this? Yeah. I'm like, they're really, really good fighters, and I really like the purple-haired girl, by the way. Like, her character is just... I laugh so hard because later on they get into a huge battle with another count, and she goes like full on berserk mode, and this one guy on the other army is trying to it's basically kind of outmaneuvers her slightly, and she's like, I really like you, and I'm like, that is hilarious. You're fighting against him, you're trying to kill him, and he's kind of like outmaneuvering you, and you're still like, you're outmaneuvering me, I like you. Can we be friends? And I'm like, oh my god, really? Oh my god. So I mean, like, the characters are there. They have great characters. I feel like there's a lot more backstory going on that they're not telling us. I want to know more about the mages. I want to know more about the demon lord and how he managed to just come into where the kings were trying to unite and become one. And so that way, they could unite their realms and become even stronger. Like they had it in the very beginning, and then nothing, and the kings died, and then all of a sudden they just say everything devolves into chaos, and I'm like, what happened? Why did it devolve into chaos? Why didn't someone do something? Why did that even allow that to happen?
Show me the chaos.
Yeah. They describe how the main character, the dude who's becoming a count, had his land is in turmoil, and like, I'm like, all right, can we have at least maybe half an episode to do a little backstory on this and how he got his own crest? Because everyone's looking at him going, how did you get that crest? And he's like, I made it or something. I'm like, how did that happen? Why did that happen? I feel like there's so much potential being wasted on this, that they have very unique characters. The action is great. They obviously know how to do battle sequences because they had a huge half war that was going on, which was awesome. And there's just so much else going on, and I feel like there's just wasted potential here, and it's infuriating because I watch more because I'm wanting to know more, but at the same time, for every one question they answer, I get 50 more. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, God, you're killing me. Stop it. stop it, you know? So, I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad. I want this to be a better series, and I see the potential that it has, and it's just not there.
Yeah. So for me, I watched the first episode, and this is also another fantasy anime, one of my weaker genres. Um, I was intrigued by what was going to happen. At the beginning, basically two factions, um, the princess and the prince from two different factions were getting married to kind of like create peace between the two nations, and before that could happen, I guess somebody attacked and killed the kings of both kings.
Demon
And
Lord all of a sudden got summoned randomly because a chaos thing came out of nowhere.
yeah, and both kings got killed, and then
Yeah.
instead of them still being like, we're gonna reunite, and both sides are gonna like rise up against the demon king, they're like, no, we hate each other, and now everybody's fighting again. So that was one thing where I'm like, where'd the demon did they show any more of the demon? Okay.
Nope.
So I'm like, who
He showed
was
himself once in the first episode, and I think I'm on episode 4 now, and I've yet to see him again.
Yeah, I'm like, that was a big thing that happened. That kind of ruined so many people's plans, or at least the higher ups' plans. Like, the show's almost, it's like 1/3 over. Like, where are they? So, that's one issue that I had with it. So I was like, it's my expectations keep getting switched. So I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Well, they went this direction. I'm like, okay, fine. I guess that'll work. And then we're following the mage, and I want to know more about her backstory, like how'd she get so strong, like where'd she come from, like what's, like you said, the relationship between her and the her other two people that she has around. I'm like, that's gonna be cool. And then she meets this one guy, and like he's weaker than them, and he's like thinks he's protecting them, and they're like, oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like becomes his subordinate, but then kind of like, now I'm gonna drag you around and do what I want anyway, kind of thing.
Well, I think it's because she was going to be promised to another count.
So she found a loophole, I guess.
She found a loophole, basically.
Mhm.
But she made sure it was somebody who, and not so much that she could do that with, where she could push around, but someone whose ideals would not conflict with her own.
Okay.
So I see where that went.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah,
Took
it's like,
advantage of a good situation, basically.
yeah. So did they reveal that after episode 1? Because where I left off, she was like, "I'm gonna make you great" or something like that, and then the episode ended.
Well, but I mean, I think that was kind of like the insinuation when she was asking him all the questions about why he wanted to be a count or gain more power. And when she found out why his reasons for that, like it goes a little bit more deeper into that, like in the following episodes. But at least in that beginning part, that's where that clicked with her, and she's like, okay, you're not horrible, you're not a mean person.
Yeah.
So if I become subservient or you're subservient, quote unquote, it's not going to make any conflicts of interest with me personally.
Okay.
So since I have to do something like this, I might as well do something with someone that I have a little bit better chance of actually liking, basically.
Okay. So yeah, it's like every time I think it's gonna go one way, it goes a different way, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I feel like I don't think I'm gonna continue this one. Now that I know, like, it's, I don't know. It's like hearing your opinion, I'm kind of confirming where I'm like, I'm not sure.
If I had to tell you to choose between this one and Death March as a fantasy anime to watch, I would say Death March.
Okay.
If you got to watch one of them and you can only watch one of them, Death March would be the one. Because even though there are interesting characters in this one, there are interesting characters in Death March as well, and I think that storyline-wise, the pacing and overall story seem to make a little bit more sense to me in Death March than it does in Grancrest.
Okay.
So I'm still gonna watch Grancrest.
Yeah.
Because I'm at this point kind of hooked on it. And it does remind me. There's so many other animes it reminds me of, and I hate to think that they pretty much took like a bunch of different ideas and are trying to compress them all into this, and that's why it just feels so rushed. But it honestly, like, the pacing just seems all over the place with this one. All over the place. And that's, to me, the two things that kill animes to me are either annoying characters that I just cannot stand to watch, or pacing that just does not, it doesn't keep up, and it leaves you just sitting there just scratching your head being like, wait, why are we all the way here now? What happened to all this? Where did you cut this out? Why is this now a footnote when you were saying before this was something important? And now we're just assuming that it just happened and we're here now. And it's like, no, that doesn't make sense. So
okay.
So he gains all this. All of a sudden, all of his stats are maxed out. He has so many skill points to use, and he has all of this, like.
And then the mayor had hired some hitmen to be alongside of him, but then
there's so many hitmen going on.
Yeah, and they're like, they keep saying, "Oh, this is